Okay, folks, well, let's just take one quick look. There's really nothing happening in the market. It's so very flat. In fact, it's a good time to be looking outside the equity markets and into the commodity space. Manisha Gupta is with us. Manisha, good morning. What's the one commodity that you're tracking today?
Sonia, it has to be rice. I know we are talking about it a lot, but this really needs to be put in focus because India exports 40% of global trade of rice when it comes to that. And with all the restrictions that are coming in, we are now trading at around 12-year highs in the global markets for rice prices there. India has, as of now, restricted almost all non-Basmati varieties. We have export duties coming in, or some of the varieties totally are banned here as well. So as I said, India does, non-Basmati accounts for 80% of total rice shipments that happen in from India. And India accounts for 40% of all global trade that happens in sense of rice. So when you look at from the Indian markets itself, we have seen a lot of restrictions come in last couple of months itself. I'll quickly put it down for you here. One is the ban on the non-Basmati white rice exports. This was the first reaction or the first instance that the government did really take in sense of controlling availability and ensuring that there is not too much price rise in the Indian markets there. And then came in the ban on broken rice exports as well. The latest has been that you have 20% duty in sense of export of parboiled rice, and now there is a restriction on basmati rice as well. This is temporary, as the government notification itself suggests. So a price lower than $1,200 a ton has been halted. You know, that has come in because the government thinks that a lot of non-basmati rice also was going as a basmati rice in sense of exports there. And when you look at the shipment cost, the average was anywhere between $359 on the lower side to an average of $1,214 on the higher side. So as of now, $1,200 a ton has been put on, and anything less than that is something that will have to go to a committee by EPEDA, and then only those exports can happen. Also, when you look at the Indian market's overall numbers, India ships nearly 4 million tons of basmati rice, and we majorly exports to Middle East countries like Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, UAE, and US markets as well. And the markets are anticipating shortage in all of these countries there. Also, take a look at what's happening in the international markets. These are the numbers that we send as export in sense of numbers. So basmati at $4.8 billion, we export something like 45.6. This is the number from last year. When you look at non-basmati, the number is really huge, and that is something that India has totally stopped on. So $6.3 billion of work is what we did in the last year at 177 lakh tons. The expectation from the international markets is that with these bans coming in, nearly 10 million tons of export from India could really be getting impacted. And it's not just India. Myanmar, which is the 5th largest rice exporter, also is looking to restrict exports. So many countries really going into that protectionism. Also, Thailand has advised farmers not to cultivate rice so that they can conserve their water resources. So there are concerns when it comes to rice, which is a staple diet for many countries globally as well. Also, when you look at the prices itself, the FOA has said that as compared to last year, we are up by nearly 16% in sense of rice prices. The only plus point really is that the sowing in India is 4% higher than previous year. But with the kind of weather that we've seen in August and expectations of September, the final number is something that you'll need to watch out.
Okay, got that. Major global shortage seems to be in the making. Rice is quite a hot issue. Thank you, Manisha, for that. We'll take